Well, hello, band. How are ya? This here Shenandoah Briscoe, blog number 53. That's right, blog number 53. All right, come to you live from St. Charles, Missouri. That's right, St. Charles, Missouri. I'm a Missouri boy, born and bred, and raised and reared right here in the big town of St. Charles, Missouri. You can tell by my accent that I have spent time away from here, though. I had spent myself a little time down in Tennessee. That's right, Millington, Tennessee. I say down in. It's kind of over, more so than down. It is down, but it's more over than it is down. That's right. Anyway, back. Not over, back down. Back down south. There you go. It's kind of down south from here, but not much. But anywho, that being said, I spent myself a little time over there, and I picked up on the accent, and I haven't given it up. That's right. I like to claim my southern roots. That's right on, right on. All right, well, now then, that being said, when I was there in Millington, Tennessee, that's where I turned my 21st birthday. I remember it well. I were in the hospital, and a friend of mine, we'll just call him Wino, showed up there at the hospital bringing me the alcoholic beverage and everything, and, well, I had just a little shot or two of the old Jack Daniels. That's right. I mean, come on. It's your 21st birthday. How you going to celebrate it? You know, you got to do something even if you're in the hospital. Yeah, he come on into Memphis. I don't know why they didn't have me on the base hospital, but they didn't. They had me in the hospital in town. So anyway, me and the wino had a birthday drink. That's right, birthday drink. Anywho, then I got back out of the hospital and I went back over to the base where I used to work. See, that was the thing. Whenever I went through boot camp, and what they had done was they'd made me well, they made me mad. My chief petty officer, he kind of made me mad by telling me, you know, my stuff was unsatisfactory, but in the terms they use unsat. They do not use satisfactory. So anyway, he was telling me how everything was unsat, and it's a head game. Now, see, wasn't cotton into the head game, and so it was pretty much my fault. Well, I threw the last item down on his desk and said, well, it's unsat too, and I turned around to walk away. Well, he grabbed my shoulder and spun me around, and when he did, my arms just kind of flung around with me as in a gravitational pull. Kind of like one of them little thingies that you saw on the Karate Kid 2, where they spin it back and forth and the little strings with the beads beat on the drum. Well, that's exactly what it was like. And then he screamed at me and said, don't you take a swing at me. And I was like, I didn't even swing at you. Had I swung at you, you'd have felt it. But anyway, a lot of people weren't paying attention, so when he did yell at me, they did see my arms flinging, and so they kind of thought that I did take a swing at him, although I know better and my friends know better. I mean, there was Sonny and who else was in there? Craig and Rich and I think it was and Fergie. He was my bunkmate. So anyway, these guys knew better. But that was, you know, these guys were my closer friends when I was in the Navy, and so anyway, they they knew that I hadn't taken no swing at the guy. So anyway, he put me on doing a rifle aerobics. Now, a rifle aerobics is pretty much jumping jacks with a 8-pound rifle in your hands. And I got to a point where I couldn't get my arms up anymore, so I was just jumping, kind of barely staying up on my toes to do my jump, staying up on my toes, and then pretty soon that was about the end of it for me. I had passed out, and I fell face down on the concrete floor, and when I fell, my rifle was on the floor. Well, actually, no. I was holding the rifle down, straight down with my arms. Both hands wrapped around, one wrapped around the stock and one wrapped around the barrel and shaft. And so when I fell, my hands were on the floor. The rifle was on top of my hands, and I was on top of the rifle. Okay, that being said, I could not move at all. There was no way for me to move. The next thing I remember was some, whatchamacallit, one of the MPs come up, was stomping on the floor in front of my face, screaming, "You get up, you dicked up recruit. What do you mean taking a swing at your commanding officer?" And I was like, "I can't move." And he was stomping on the floor right next to my face, but I couldn't move, and I kept trying to tell him I couldn't move. And they were like, "Oh, yes, you can get up from there." Anyway, after a few minutes, both of them grabbed my arms and lifted me up, and they realized that I couldn't move. The rifle was on, I was on top of the rifle, squishing my hands into the deck. Also known as a floor, but in the Navy that is the deck. Okay, so that being said, they took me, I don't remember what they done exactly with me right then and there. They didn't take me to the brig or anything. I just remember, them picking me up and standing me up. Oh, they took me over to the hospital to have me checked out because I had passed out. Now, that was the first time in my life I'd ever passed out. So, therefore, that was a scary situation for me. I'd never passed out before in my life, so boom, I hit the floor. Well, then the next thing you know, after I'm over at the base hospital being checked out, and they find out everything's fine with me, then I go to, I'm in the chow line, and I pass out again. And then, by the way, there was this one guy in my company that was a real jerk, and he thought he was God's gift to whoever, everybody. But anyway, he didn't like me from the word go, and I don't know why. And maybe it was because he thought I took a swing at the company commander, or thought I was trouble, or whatever. Anyway, his name was Greenlee, and he wanted to fight me in smokers or whatever, but he was always giving me a hard time, and I'd never, had anything against him. But anyway, somebody asked me at one point in time, because after I got kind of in an argument with him, somebody asked me later on that day, they said, "Are you all right?" And I said, "Well, yeah, so long as nobody gives me a razor." Now, I was just joking, and that was taken out of context by one of the guys that overheard me laying in their, they were laying in their top bunk, and they overheard me say it. So they thought that I meant that I was going to kill myself, which was not the case. It was It was a nice nighttime trip for old Greenlee over there is what I had planned in mind when I said it. Not that I had planned it, it just was where it was going to come out. But anyway, it was just something that I said, and anyway, I ended up going to a place called Sleepers. Now, Sleepers is an overnight watch, suicide watch. Well, while I was over there, there was one boy in my room with me. There was 3 people in the room, and anyway, I figured I was going to go over there and I was going to get me some sleep. It being called Sleepers and everything. So I went in there and I laid down and I went to sleep. And then the next thing I know, now there was this one boy in there with his underwear turned around backwards, trying to find a quick entrance so that he could find him. So he was portraying that he was gay. I do not know whether he was or not. I think he just wanted out. And so anyway, he's over there and he's wearing his underwear backwards. But he goes to I go to sleep. It's nighttime, lights out. I go to sleep, and he proceeds to take his shoes off, take his dog tags off his neck, and all he's wearing is his underwear backwards, and he proceeds to break the window and climb out the window and starts running off. Well, the MPs come flying in there, and they're waking me up saying, "Hey, why didn't you stop that guy?" And I was like, "What guy? What are you talking about?" "Oh, come on, you knew what was going on. You knew your roommate was trying to get out of here." And I said, "I have no idea what you're talking about. I was sleeping." So anyway, I ended up one night. It was just a one-night sleepers thing, and so then I went back to my unit with the rest of the guys. But anyway, that was an oddball situation. But then anyway, after I passed out a couple more times, then they sent me into Memphis to the hospital there. And that's when Craig came up for my birthday. So that'd been October. In, let's see, 21st birthday, I guess that'd been 1995. No, 95 is when I had my accident and I was 29. So it'd have been 1991, right? Yeah. 21st birthday. And, I guess it would have been 1981. 81? Born in 95, or 65 to 75 to 85, 86. 1986, I guess, would be what year it was. So, anyway, after I spent a little time there, then I went to my A school. And my A school was in Millington, Tennessee, which is a suburb of Memphis, and that's where NAS Memphis is at, Naval Air Station Memphis. And that's where I had gotten into all kinds of other little situations, but that was my A school, and that's where I learned all kinds of neat new opportunities like floor maintenance on the solid concrete floors and painted floors. And then I also worked over at the gym later on, and I'll explain all that stuff to you tomorrow. But today, just for today, I'm going to go ahead and say, hello, and how are you? This is Shenandoah Briscoe saying it to you. God loves you, and so do I. So we're going to go ahead and check out of here for the day. And you all have a blessed day, and we'll check you out tomorrow, alrighty? Now, I said that a little early, so I am going to just stick with you with it for a minute. Now, tomorrow what I'm going to do, I said I was going to finish up this story, but tomorrow what I have in mind is I am going to dictate my bow routine for you. So, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to write it up, and then that way you'll get an idea of what it takes for me to write up a protocol. And then the following day, depending on how long it takes, I'll give it my 15 minutes on my blog, then I'll work on it the rest of the day by myself. And then the following day I'm going to end up doing a range of motion protocol. So anyway, I'm going to check you later. You all have a blessed day. We're checking it out. We're going to sign on out for you. Goodbye.